Welcome back again, all you Warhammers and Warhammies, to the first ever Big M Power Hour for After Dark Special 1, 2-year anniversary. Yeah, this is the second take, and I said 2 hour the first time, and I did it again. So we're going to do the 2 hour anniversary. Well, we're almost at the 2 hour anniversary of the 2-year anniversary special. So I'm your host, Big M, along with my co-host, as always, Cole of the Sea, along with Dave Too Many Noblars Rope, and of course the God King himself, Chuck Moore, along with Taylor Swift, who's looking very worried about you.
And Marathi.
That's what.
All right, so here we are at the 2-year anniversary of Big M's Power Hour, and of course, traditionally, the Big M Power Hour runs anywhere between 2 and 3 hours. Sometimes a little more, sometimes never any less.
Yeah.
So I figured, what's a better way to celebrate a 2-year anniversary with an actual hour-long episode? We're going to be a little bit longer just because we have to explain the rules here, but after that we're going to get started. So to explain the rules, like I did in our chat, which only technically half because I'm participating, listen to the rules. We'll be drinking 1 shot of beer once a minute, every minute for an hour. Again,
I should get ginger ale like that.
Yes, and just show us up. Yes.
Root beer and ginger ale.
Chuck and Dave, even though responding and agreeing to the rules, did not get the rules. So
Listen. The point of that was to just acknowledge and move on and get back to what we were doing, which was not reading chat.
So we, Cole and I, of course, the professionals, have the beer.
You professionals, you're still on my channel for some gosh darn reason. Wait, can we swear?
Yeah, of course you can swear. It's your channel.
All right. I wasn't sure if your show was not.
No, we don't have enough viewers to give a shit about that. So
that's true.
Are you kidding me? It's Matt.
Yeah. I could
It's your
try.
own goddamn channel then, Big M. You're too big for this. I don't know where I'm going. I'm trying.
I don't know where you're going either. On a trip. That's where
Anyways,
you're going.
regardless,
I'm
so
hoping
no one can see that.
it's the golf rocker.
So regardless here, so again, the rules are 1 shot of beer every minute for an hour. If you, this is the rules for us here. Dave is going to keep popping in and out because he has Ohio connection, just like our Cole of the Sea here will in shortly. However, at any time, if you feel the need to drop out, please drop out. Do not force yourself to consume more alcohol than you are comfortable with consuming. If you throw up, you are out.
Are we allowed to consume alcohol on YouTube?
On stream?
It's yeah.
We're not on stream.
Yeah, you're allowed to consume alcohol on YouTube because people do it all the time. It's just public airways.
It's live.
Right, yeah, if we were on like public TV or something, we can't. I double check, but yes.
I thought you couldn't do it on Twitch as well. But I assumed.
I don't know.
All these bullshit made up companies are annoying.
I'm pretty certain they do drinking streams over there, so I think it's okay.
Okay. All right.
And again,
as long as we're not being like, I'm a minor.
And again, yeah, that's the other thing is like it's only if we were actually drinking real alcohol and not pseudo alcohol.
This fake thing.
Yeah.
You can't tell what it is.
Yeah, of course.
Put a cover on that because they're not sponsoring us. They're not getting any free. Just cover it up. Cover it up. No free advertising. No free advertising.
So an optional rule is have a receptacle for any early returns you may have, and you may want some water. We do not condone anyone at home doing a power hour. It is dangerous and you will die.
Terrible idea. Yeah.
It is an awful idea. And don't do it. Okay?
These guys are professionals at that. Definitely not professionals at recording and putting together.
Oh no, I just show up. This is all Matt's job to do everything else.
Are we ready to start, gentlemen? There's the clock. All right. So, with that being said, now that we are here at the 2-year mark, and just to be clear, we are still having our regular scheduled show. This is just
on your brand new YouTube channel you're going to start.
if you're
I think he's
evicted
trying to
me,
kick
I'll
us
figure it
off.
out. But so, Chuck, why don't you start off with telling us about the narrative event? For reference, the 40K narrative event that happened at the grand finale of the Opens.
Wasn't mad at you before, but this was a grand narrative,
What?
sir.
I
Warhammer
said-
40,000 U.S.
I-
Open 2022 grand
Oh my god, I'm
narrative.
going to do another shot just to...
It was completely fantastic. It was
Shot time.
having having been to Realms at War, which I feel is the best narrative event that was in the UK. Now it's that mantle's being passed because Realms of War no longer happens over there, and also have been to Holy Havoc. Now with everything has their own charm and loveliness. Like Steve Herner still has the best tables you will find anywhere in the world. The Raw guys still have a passion that is going to be unmatched because it's smaller as an event, but like still so deeply ingrained with narrative. So I'm not trying to put either of those down. They're both fantastic, but I feel this is probably the greatest narrative event I have attended.
So you're saying the narrative event, the grand narrative event backed by a multi-million-dollar company,
Yes, which is
somehow
why,
eked out.
well, no, that's the thing. That's the thing. Like the prep for it, I'm like, oh, this is for real. This is for seriousness. And yes, that was kind of what I was putting it as far as like standards go. It's like, okay, are they going to throw enough money and resources at it? And yes, they did. So the way it worked, we were in the Sabrine. Sorry about the pronunciation on that one. It is online. You'll see more about it because it was an official created sector of the universe, and we were all playing official characters. And there was an official story that's being developed based upon the outcome of this event, as well as stories that we were going to relay to the team, the rules team, or not the rules team, the writing team, the lore team. So
Awesome.
yes, so within this system, there was 6 different worlds that you knew of at the start. I ran the one called Zalakar North because it was a jungle and I was a Catachan.
Which was awesome, by the way.
Thank you. Well, also it was nice. We had
Fantastic.
because we had 3 faction leaders. One was Zach Rocknar, who is the head of organized play. I'm not sure if it's world or if it's just within the U.S. But he played the Chaos faction leader, and then we had 2 professional cosplayers. Fred and L Cosplay is their names. You can look them up. ELLE. Or Fred and L Designs, possibly. But they played the Imperium as far as like a Lord Militant, and then a Farseer for the pretty much the Xenos collection. So we had those faction leaders, and then we had room leaders who were planet leaders. I was one of the planet leaders. And then the faction leaders would give out missions during the morning and evening. Everyone would go to the rooms. There was a set number of battle groups, which these people had access to communicate within like a Discord for like a month ahead of time, so they were organized. So there was your faction and a battle group within the faction, and you're always with your battle group. No yawning, Matt.
Are we keeping you up, Matt?
Sorry, is this going too long for you? And then within that, and then we had twice as many Imperium as we did for the Chaos and what we most called Interlopers, which was all the Xenos, non-Chaos, non-Imperium. So Imperium was always playing one of those 2. And then they would play within there. This time thing is bullshit.
I think you're like accelerating your clock.
I think you are too.
I don't think
Too drunk,
you knows
Matt.
what 60 seconds is. No.
So, yes. So, 5 games over 3 days, 4-hour rounds, crusade. So, in between you're building your crusade. This stuff starts at 50 power level. I forget exactly where it ended, but the narrative changed as we went too. We were adapting things on the fly. Not within like an unreasonable level, but to help keep everyone on par. So if like someone was down a little bit more, we'd give them a bonus into the next round. I had like full control over my room, so if I walked around and I saw an Imperium player just having a heck of a time with their opponent, I'm like, hey, by the way, I trapped those trees, and I just point at like a couple different units on the enemy side and be like, D3 mortal wounds, D3 mortal wounds, D3 mortal wounds. Like, we had that sort of agency, but it was super fun. It was super amazing. GW didn't spare any expense towards it. And I think it's just going to get better and better because they also learned how many more people we do need to make this a success. So, absolutely wonderful. The Interlopers, which was the Xenos Races 1.
Time.
So, yeah, and then at some point there's going to be official story and coverage of it within like an actual book, not like just a work of art book.
Was there a lot of Votan there?
There was a few Votan. Surprisingly, the biggest ones I think I saw was Tyranids and Necrons. Like, at least in the room I was in, that's like and then lots of Astra Militarum. Lots of Astra Militarum. It was
Awesome. Good.
and they weren't
Good.
using the new book either. It was just
Right. It was the old stuff,
Yeah.
just all the people who loved it.
Yeah.
yeah, and it was fun too because like there was one guy in my room. He came in, he brought a Baneblade, and it died. Like someone, the enemy put everything into it, so it died top of one. So I had craters, just kind of like this was kind of accidental, but like there was craters as part of the terrain, like just a bunch of terrain I had. 'Cause, like there was themed terrain, and then we had extra terrain. One of the
Right.
extra boxes of terrain in my room was just happened to be the craters. So as soon as that Baneblade went up, I put a crater down. Everyone's like, "That's so cool!" So as Titans
Time.
and things were going up, I just put craters everywhere.
Nice.
Yeah. But I played Gren Stonejaw, Catachan Captain. And I got to do like cheesy movie quotes, and
Well, of course.
it's wonderful.
Did you say if it bleeds, we can kill it?
What?
Did you
Oh,
say
yeah,
if it
I
bleeds,
said-
we can kill
Good.
it?
Good.
If it bleeds, we can kill it. I don't have time to bleed.
Yes.
My favorite is because I also had to assist due to a last minute illness of the gentleman who was going to come run the Age of Sigmar championships. So I had to help with that as well, which was super fun being an Age of Sigmar judge while dressed as a Catachan. Let me tell you.
I'm sure that was great.
To be fair, all the Sigmar players, they know, like, you know, I got to meet a few more, but like they knew me, they understood. No one was, and to be fair, the Sigmar players aren't asking questions anyway.
Do you remember that time whenever you were given,
They're perfectly fine.
I think it was Novo, where you were giving a hard time to the guy that had the commissar robe on in the AOS GT?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Well, minute.
But also, thankfully, Eddie Eccles from the Nottingham studio was over to do streaming, so he was able to also help with the TOing of that. So I still got to play Catachan. So it was good. It was good. It was great. Age of Sigmar Champs went well. The Grand Narrative was spectacular, and I hope we do more, and I hope we get an Age of Sigmar one too. I'm personally going to pressure internally for one, so hopefully we can get one because it was amazing. But remains to be seen.
You know what I just realized?
What?
I wasn't tracking time. Just tracking shots. Just tracking minutes.
Just track shots. How many shots we in, Matt?
Beer and a half.
Yeah.
But maybe I won't build the golf rocker right now. Maybe I'll just put him away.
Yeah, I would recommend not.
Choice.
That might be the best. That's it. I think it's cool.
No
That's the
sharp
shit
objects.
It's like,
Because it's time again.
boy. Oh, what dumbass poured this one?
Oh,
So I have a question, Chuck.
Yeah, absolutely.
Professional cosplayers?
oh
Yeah,
yeah.
there are those. Yeah.
This
don't
is
think
a
so.
thing?
Yeah.
Oh, 100%.
Oh, Dave. Yep, this is a thing, buddy. You should actually. I've already pulled
So-
up Fred and Ellie's Facebook page because I had to look at that.
Yeah, they were fantastic. But Dave, if you want to see some other types of professional cosplayers, I look up Jessica Nagiri. You can
Oh,
look up that.
boy.
Definitely look up,
Oh,
especially
like
with your
the
boy
sushi?
around.
Yes,
no, no.
especially whenever your son's with you.
Yeah, yeah.
There's also
Maybe not.
There's also Kimpatsu cosplay. A little bit more safer around your kids, but still maybe watch it. Kamui, that's a very safe one. You're good there. And then, boy, I mean, I'm sure you could just type in the words cosplay and something and
Oh yeah.
get some fun results if you really wanted to, Dave.
Oh, boy.
I feel
Okay,
like
here we go.
everything you've just been through was just weird noises. I don't.
No, but there's this professional cosplay is a thing, and it's cool.
To be fair, that's what Japanese is.
I mean, it could be said, I'm a professional cosplayer now. I got paid during this. I could
That's
be a
true.
professional actor now.
I used to deliver pizzas, so I was a professional driver.
Yeah.
Yes,
Well,
There
that's-
you go. You were.
That's what this was like. Whenever I was in high school, I did house painting for this guy, and one day I asked him, I was like, "Am I a professional painter?" And he went, "Mate, you are a professional." And I was like, "What makes me a professional?" He just went through. You're getting paid for it.
I completely agree with that man. If you're getting paid to do something, you are then a professional.
Now, Matt, I do have to
100%.
ask: did he have a peg leg and an eye patch?
No, but that's how he talked. He always talked like that. I remember there was a.
Did he call you
cost me
matey?
$2 a dream.
No, it was always Mate.
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 Yep.
Let's say professionalism also does not indicate a level of quality. Remember, I'm a professional TO. I'm also a professional painter now too.
That's true. You are getting paid to paint a bunch of crap.
Yeah.
Not crap. High quality terrain in bulk.
That's
I also
painted
painted
like
a-
crap.
I painted an army. Yes, I painted an
That's
army
true as well.
to a decent standard.
There you go.
Which, by the way,
Wow.
holy cow. I have been like. So thankfully. So I'm transitioning to a new position in work that will be no more overtime. And so they're finally whittling my work away a little bit. And so I'm only working 10-hour days at this point.
7 of them, though, right?
Yeah.
Right. Only 7-10 hours.
So I
We got
have been.
7 tens.
So I've still been painting like 3 to 4 hours every night, and I still got maybe 2 or 3 more weeks. Like it's going to be a nail biter at this point.
Boy.
Let's
Drink
see.
time.
Let's see how many weeks we got. 1, 2. Oh, Matt, that's got to be a nail biter, Matt.
Yeah. Well, so at this point, it's literally just. So the problem is it's just the 16 Iron Drakes and 20 Hammerers. But they're
Oh.
all detail. It's all detail work.
They're not. Those are all
Just
silver
start
and null oil.
swapping.
Well,
Just
when you do
start
it your
small.
way,
Wait
Yeah.
a minute, Matt. Those are all like 1 or 2 man units, right?
no.
They don't
Yeah.
have any details if they're not.
Right.
Listen, I'm trying not to show people the Warriors and the Quarrelers because I'm super excited about how they turned out, but I haven't done anything special about them. So my plan is the grand reveal. Like that's
Being one of the few people I think that has gotten to see
Yes.
them. That beautiful, and I'm very jealous.
time to drink.
Oh, God damn it.
So there is a chance because I put out the pack to the Tirathi Invitational to the lucky attendees. There's a chance where I tell everybody before the event begins. Does everybody want to ignore scenarios and just play pitch battle for 5 rounds? Because
Just
we might
see
all be
if
in that.
somebody's still on the table at the end of 5.
Yeah, just pitch battle, guys. Let's go.
There's a chance I'm okay with that.
I'll say so.
See.
I apologize, Chuck. I'm still learning the names of all the barn owls. The gentleman that is the Dave. So Dave is a barn ostrich because his head has been in the sand for the past 2 months.
Yes. He doesn't know what's going on.
So the place that we're going is his friend Mark's barn, and they've been playing every week there, and so they've decided to form a club,
Okay.
and they have called themselves the Barn Owls.
Right.
Okay.
And we have a complete
Drink time.
document of rules and bylaws. We have rules. This is the most professional club I've ever had, and it means nothing. And that's the best part.
Wait a minute. So you're paid to be in it?
No, we're not paid.
No, you're not paid to be in it.
Then it's not a professional club.
But
Paid to be in it.
I'll
But
pay myself.
the gentleman that is playing Empire, I still have no idea if I have
Oh, Carl,
any chance against him at all.
Carl.
you do. You just have to
No, not
know the
not,
rules
not
and tell him that he's playing the rules wrong because that's what he's got like 17 editions in his head, even though there's only been 6.
No, Carl. I know Carl. Carl from from the regular Ligonier club, right?
Yeah. He's the Empire player.
Who's the other guy? You and he are both the workout buddies, workout guys. He's military.
Out.
No,
Oh,
Do you mean Rob?
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 I
Yeah,
thought it was Rob.
Hey, Rob's not coming.
I'm drink. Oh.
Just
Then-
tell.
hey, I might win.
There's 3 drinks.
Yeah. So here's the attendees.
Time drink.
Myself, Cole, Neil, Matt, Brad, Dave, Alex, Mark, Bobby, Quentin, Carl, Tom.
There we go. I don't remember.
Easy list. Easy list.
It's the easy way to the top. Oh my dear God. We might be doing a
Mad.
power half hour. That's
What? Why is that, buddy?
because I hate A, I don't drink, and B, I hate beer. That's,
Wait, whose idea was
this was my idea. This is my idea.
All right.
Look,
Triple second OJ.
see, there you go.
Yeah.
I'm feeling
I
fine.
tell you, just make a screwdriver. But I mean, if you didn't have, you at least had the OJ. So
Yeah, I'm feeling fine. Just
I
the stomach
hate
is like,
vodka.
what are you doing to me, buddy?
So I hate the taste of alcohol. Period.
All right. Yeah. Okay.
Congratulations on
I-
joining your power hour. Please drink.
So I do have Screwball typically, but I don't
Okay.
have that today because that stuff's awesome.
Yeah, that's good.
Little peanut butter in anything is good.
I mean, yeah.
Just ask Matt's dog.
Little Zoe, the little Shih Tzu.
Boy. I
Unless
don't
you
want to
want-
know. I don't ask questions.
Unless you want your cat dragged into this year, I recommend you leave your dog out of it.
But yeah,
Well, she's
Grand
not holding
Narrative.
up well with a power hour over there.
I'm sure she isn't.
So, Chuck, inquiring minds want to know, where's session 2 of our Soulblight campaign?
Soulblight? Oh, Soulbound.
Soulbound.
Did we do session? We got to redo session 1 because of Cole
Drink time.
once to
I was
join.
going to
Was
say, I
that what
was
it was?
never a part of a Soulbound campaign, but that's okay.
But weren't we? No, we were bringing you in though.
Yeah,
Okay.
I can sympathize. I don't feel like I've ever been part of one.
You were the Idneth player.
Yeah,
That's
Deal.
terrible.
Campaign is a generous term.
I've
Well,
heard of this
yeah,
story. I do
one
know the
shot,
entirety
one
of your
shot.
campaign.
Well, we didn't record it. That's just for fun. We weren't like recording this.
Well, yeah. That's why
I
I'm just
will
putting
be
you on the
completely
spot
honest.
now, even
I'll
though
start a
it's...
third Dungeons and Dragons style campaign. Jamie may kill me with her not getting to play any.
She can
This
play.
isn't Dungeons and Dragons style. It's Warhammer.
And
Right.
she's
Yes,
more than
I'll
welcome.
use that as the excuse. Yes. Mhm.
She's more than welcome to play.
I'll let her know.
Yeah, I was playing...
I'll tell her that I'm never going to run it though. Apparently.
Right. You are invited. There will be exactly 0 sessions.
As soon as Chuck says session 2, boom. I still have the PDF on my character. I guess I had him on
I have it.
Excel.
I have it all too. It's. I
Trick
know
time.
what's going on. I know what. We could do it right now. Get Neil on.
Or we could just kill his character and bring Cole in.
Sure.
So I'll tell you, I found out a really good way to help the ever common issue of the absent player. Which,
Mhm.
trust me, Roke, I understand the irony of that.
Yep.
He and I were in a Wednesday game together, and I haven't been there for like a year.
Well, I know. Well, don't forget, me and Neil were part of that Wednesday thing too, and we were the first to drop
Yeah.
out and just never come back.
But yeah, all you do is you
No,
have.
You couldn't handle my. Okay, you could. You were great with it. Matt could. He was great with it. The other two gentlemen, wonderful human beings, getting to talk to them, couldn't handle my character.
Oh boy.
I can't believe you rolled like a natural 20 when you were like, I'm gonna try to like give them beer and
Speaking of
My-
beer, drink time.
My favorite part was how you rolled with it and made the later encounters slightly harder because I unified them, like a desperate race. Oh, Dave froze. I was wondering why he wasn't drinking.
I was wondering too.
Chickening
Like
out already.
stoic.
That is a
Stoic
beautiful stoic pose he's got going on there. I'll tell you.
Try to capture it while I can here.
Good, yes. So, to be completely honest, though, instead of Soulbound, I've been wanting to go back and play a first edition Dark Heresy campaign.
First, I don't know if I think I still have my first edition Heresy stuff.
I don't know.
Oh, we've got
We
two
got double
days.
days.
It's
Hold
even
on.
better.
Double days.
Yes.
Yeah.
Here, hold on. There we go.
And you thought one
Matt-
was a lot.
Just
Matt,
removed.
I've
There we
drank
go.
too much. There's two of them now.
There we go. We got rid of them.
I switched browsers because Google apparently hates me. So I don't know.
That's fair.
Yeah,
We'll
yeah.
hope. We will hope.
Drink time. Oh boy.
But no, that was the edition of Dark Heresy I always played. And I liked it. I think the last character I ever played was, oh shoot, what were they called? Just Scum, right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And he used pistols, and instead of reloading, he just dumped pistols. So he started every combat with 6 of them on him, and we hoped that was enough.
See, I played Dark Heresy a very small amount.
Okay.
I thought second edition cleaned things up nicely.
Yeah, that's why I don't like it.
Um,
I like the mess. I love the clunk.
but I played Death Watch probably more than any of that other stuff.
That seems like a cool one too.
Yeah, that was pretty fun. You definitely got some oomph. Oh boy, drink time.
Yeah. Don't sound so excited.
Oh, Chuck, this is a terrible idea.
Yeah, why'd you do it?
Boy, oh boy.
Why'd you make me do it?
Here, Cole, you're the drinker. You just start doing 2 shots and do one for me. That's
I bet
No.
Dave remembers this. Do you remember that podcast we recorded and never released because I had a rough day and I drank like half a bottle of whiskey in like an hour and 20
oh yeah,
minutes?
you were pretty.
Yeah, you were there too, Matt.
Yeah, the problem is you're a sloppy drunk, whereas I'm just an unraveling drunk. That's
Yeah.
I can see you're unraveling
I just-
before us.
I just get sloppy and giggly.
Oh, but anyways, I was saying that for the errant player, all you do is every time they leave, you just canonically put into the story that they've secluded themselves to write emo poetry the entire time.
Oh.
And then whenever they come back, and you let them know that, chances are that, oh God Almighty! All right, I'm gonna do like a 2-minute power hour, maybe. Yay!
Okay.
Um,
All right. Is this what the Power Hour usually is? I don't watch it, and you're making me glad I don't because what are we talking about?
I was talking about
Have to get a
D&D.
refill.
Dave gets refill. I was gonna just take over the podcast here with Dave and start talking about other stuff.
But
Like,
too
what do you
late.
wanna
talk about?
He
What do you want to
just
talk
left,
about?
though.
We got an hour. Where are we? We're about a half hour in.
An hour. You can keep drinking as much as you want, Matt.
This is Power Hour for the 2-year anniversary.
I love the burp. It helps.
Dave doesn't.
Upset.
Dave doesn't know anything about Age of Sigmar.
He doesn't know anything about Age of Sigmar or 40k. It's okay.
Hey, I
So-
played these games.
Do you know anything about
You
Warhammer
haven't played
Fantasy?
them. Yes.
What about Fantasy Battles? That's your next tournament, Dave.
I know that it exists.
That's
You
good.
have an army
That's
ready?
a start.
Like on bases and build?
Drink time.
That's a dumb question.
I mean, I don't have an army on squares
Yes, you
or covered in paint.
I'm not worried. Okay, I'm legit not worried about paint. Can you
By the
field
way-
an army on movement trains that works?
To be honest, Matt, I should have gone with later beer like you.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man. I'm
Never
struggling
actually done
here.
a power hour before, and this was a terrible idea.
Yeah, didn't I specifically tell you that that's a bad idea?
It could
See,
have
Cole,
been Geddes.
that's
This
why-
could have been much worse.
Cole, that's the issue. You listened enough to get yourself in trouble. You either
Yeah.
need to listen fully to get all the instructions,
Or
to the
not at all.
or not at all, so you just escape out and sip on an old
They'll
fashioned
take-
like me.
I don't know. This,
Time. Next time.
I thought they were required to put the the average beer thing on here.
It's probably on the case itself. It's on
Yeah.
the can. You're
So
probably
otherwise,
okay.
there's no alcohol. This is all
I was
placebo.
going to say, there's nothing to it.
Congratulations, this time drink again.
So, Dave, what are you bringing to the Tirathi Invitational 2022? Army-wise.
I am bringing too many Noblars.
Okay. Do you have movement trays?
I do not.
Beard number 3 gone.
What?
It's beard number 3.
It's okay, Dave. We'll figure it out, Dave.
Yeah, I also need the right rectangular bases for like the Mornfang too.
They're square. No, the Mornfang. Never mind. Sorry, we're again 3 beers in. We're in what, half hour? Like, yeah, it's getting there, man. It's hitting.
Matt, I'm just saying,
So,
you're a large man for this to be affecting you this much.
yeah.
Well, so here's
Matt
the
doesn't
problem
drink
is,
ever, though.
I
No.
He
know.
never drinks.
and it's a minute, so we gotta drink more.
Your minutes are
I
really
rarely
off.
ever drink.
They are fast minutes, aren't they?
They are very fast minutes. I wish there was like maybe 120 seconds per minute. But anyways, well, so you have to remember,
I don't think the audience at home that's going to be watching this is counting
They're
the
not
minutes.
enjoying this at all.
No.
oh,
They're just
oh no, they absolutely.
This is-
I think
Just
it's generous to
complaining.
pay
It
the
is-
audience.
This is
a
prime.
complaining.
This is prime. Because they're not drinking with us, that's for sure. Because that's dangerous.
No, I hope
This-
not.
This, just so you know, this
I
is
like
going to be
the
dangerously
audience too
close
much.
to. I just don't post this.
Why? This is our 2-year anniversary celebration. It doesn't matter if it makes sense. They're still getting the regular
Yeah, we
content. This
started
is
on-
bonus content.
We started it on the 2-hour anniversary of when we started trying to do it.
Exactly. I don't. So okay, you want what do you want? Constructive conversation? Is that what
Let's
you're
talk
looking
about
for?
Age of Sigmar or 40k or Warhammer Fantasy Battles.
Fine. It's time to drink.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. At least that's what Google's telling me. Fine. Dave.
Yeah.
Have you looked at the
Yes.
new Ogre Maw-Tribe Battle Tome?
Nope.
Because you're a
Think
prime
Noblars
dude.
are
They
good now.
sell.
All right. Well, I'm out of content, guys. Good night, everybody.
But I have a painted novel.
Oh my god.
One
Nobody.
painted Noblar.
How many of those Noblars do you have?
99 more?
I actually have 8 boxes, so I have 192 Noblars.
Congratulations, they're all going to be in your Ogre's Kingdoms list.
I was going to say, I think
Oh,
they're
yeah.
very good right now.
Wait,
Imagine,
in
imagine
the
if
new book?
anyone, in a new book.
Are they
Imagine
battle
if
line
you-
yet?
Yeah.
Imagine if you move, run, charge, pile in near them. Imagine if you just got to maybe do some mortal wounds on all of those.
Drink time.
Ooh.
Yeah.
See, the many Noblar strategy finally pays dividends.
It is, yeah.
I look forward to this.
You can. You absolutely can.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of, like, it seems like, and again, we'll delve into this on the real Power Hour whenever I'm cognizant and have done proper
the
review.
real one.
The real
That's
Where we have
Traditional.
sticking the nuts to me and chuck it all.
conversation.
It's okay, Dave. This isn't being posted.
You're
We're just-
focused.
Why is this not being posted? This is,
I'm gonna save the whole thing in like reverse, so it's all backwards, and then I'll
Yeah.
post it to watch us getting sober.
Yes.
Especially you. I feel like me and Dave are okay.
Watch us.
I feel like Cole's keeping it together. Matt, I think you're losing it.
I am slipping, but it's all right. I'm still, I'm still behind the wheel. All right, that's fine. That's because it's time
That
to
makes
drink.
us feel
That's
Really
what.
bad if someone's staring at my portion of the screen.
But no, so from what I've understood about the army is like, it seems like it's going to be almost like a kind of like a roadblock army, where it's like it doesn't look super competitive to me, but it looks super fun. Like the mortal wounds are just out of control. So it's like if you don't have the ability to handle it, your army can't figure it out. Like you can't get
Yeah.
past that hump. It's almost like you're the new Sons of Behemoth. Behemoth.
How much more do we need to kick Sylvaneth down?
Give them
I hear they
give
love
them a
Mortal
couple
Wounds.
months. All right, that's.
Hey, guess what? Something new is Mortal Wounds. You're worse still, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, I would like to say now, I will say Ogre's Maw Tribes is the exception where I don't mind there being a plethora of Mortal Wounds, but I would like to see kind of Mortal Wounds themselves kind of be dialed back a little bit.
Yeah.
Minute.
Let armor meet
So are the
something.
Stonehorns still
Yeah.
awesome?
Oh yeah. Okay.
Nice.
So let me, because some exceptional players out there like Tom Guan have been playing them at a few events, not at the U.S. Open event, but
Right.
what you're going to do is you're going to take an ogre list with iron blasters. You can do the Noblar trick. The Noblar
Iron-
trick's a trick, but you can take a bunch of iron blasters and the Stonehorn.
Yeah.
So do you know how?
You can fight too damn good right now.
Right. So do you know how with Daughters of Cain, I can take Marathi and a bunch of bow snakes, and I can shoot those bow snakes in the hero phase and then in the shooting phase, and just take off an army. Imagine if I was slightly better at that, didn't need command points, and my army had twice as many wounds.
Wow.
That's what you can do now.
Yeah, I love
I
the.
think I have eight lead belchers. Count them.
No.
8.
To be fair, I think it's just the iron blasters being a little too cheap
BBB.
right now
Tundra.
is the issue. I think that, but
Tapping on one.
the problem is if you make them too
Oh.
high, like you completely new to that army, so it's gonna be very hard without like a rules change. But it's gonna be a
Wait, the
point
iron
change for anything.
blasters like the little cannon?
Yeah.
Okay, I thought you meant the lead belchers.
No.
I
didn't-
have.
I
The
think
lead
iron
belchers
blasters-
are
I think
still
that was a big cannon.
supposedly. I'm drinking one. I'm getting the water signal over there.
Yeah.
I think she's just signaling alcoholic. You're an alcoholic now.
yeah.
I-
One night,
am
that's all it
Hey,
takes.
I just skipped one, so it's okay. You're
You
allowed.
skipped one. What are you doing, man?
I'm tapping because I'm a smart boy who
All right, well,
realizes
I'm gonna-
he has
I'm
shit
gonna-
to do tomorrow.
Oh, yeah.
He's tapping another keg. That's what he's tapping.
Yeah.
I do
I'm
remember.
in the middle of my 3rd pounder right now. I realize how bad this is. It's okay.
Well, I think I'm going to go through my 4th, and then we'll drink.
I'm out. I need to go get more. I do remember. I was talking to Tom and Gavin Greigar at the event, and I said, "What do you think Ideneth coming back would help neuter the Iron Blasters because of the way they handle shooting?"
Right, shooting.
In which case, Tom responded with, "Oh no, I played I played IDK during that event. I destroyed them." I'm like, "Oh, okay." It doesn't matter if you can just
Doesn't really matter.
destroy
if
the
they
army.
roll it over,
So they
yeah.
actually are coming off as pretty competitive so far.
Oh,
very
yeah.
powerful.
Okay.
Very.
I think the Noblar
Not-
thing, like the
Not when
trick,
I handle them.
Well, that's
Right,
different.
right.
That's different.
That is to be 100% expected, and that's okay.
yes.
See, we need to get the Ogre player or the Ogre writer to write the next Fire Slayer book. That's what we need.
Sounds like
We
a
need
good
we
plan.
need pants on Fire Slayers.
It's also, I mean,
That would help. I think that would
Yeah.
help them a lot.
The Godric
Actually.
model just looks so much better, and it's just because of the pants. Like that's it.
Have a drink.
Fair enough.
Sure, there's a little bit of it here.
Rest of your sentence.
So
Nah,
again,
he's not
you
gonna
know, I
make it
go
before
into the
the next
story.
drink.
I go into the story that the bell rings. But anyway, so it does look like at least the Magmadroth build has some go, has some gas in the tank.
Yeah, 'cause you can make them as long as bounty hunters are around.
Yeah, I'm
So
interested to
as soon as those go
see.
away-
I'm interested to see it whenever bounty hunters go away. Of course, we weren't playing with bounty hunters when we were at Dave's house, and that didn't help very much. But I do. Yeah,
I
We'll
will
see.
say, I guess the last time I've played against Fire Slayer's army was at MashCon. Having
No.
played against 2 of them, one that ran 3 Fire Drakes and one that ran only 1, and
Good
the
time.
rest of them were all different. What are the foot guys now? I can't remember. Earthguard Berserkers.
With
We'll
our
call
berserkers, yeah.
Doesn't matter. They all look the same.
Mhm.
Here's the
Different guys
thing.
with no pants.
I remember
but-
at our little we couldn't make a Depticon shindig
Yeah.
where Cole you took over the Fire Slayers. Like, that can't be that bad to play against my daughter.
I was
Jacane.
very upset. Yes.
And you were very like, oh, never mind.
Yeah. Now, however, the guy who ran them from against me the second time, the game I lost actually against them, he was running the new priest who, whenever people die, build up charge, and you can spend it to do different things. Very
Still have it up.
nice.
The old
Very
nice.
nice.
Adepticant.
I can't. The
And I-
ability
I ended the clock, guys,
For-
so we'll call it there.
sounds
Drink.
good. The ability for Hearthguard Berserkers to charge in your own charge phase and then
Mhm.
fight first on you.
It's cool.
That hurt. That hurt.
Yeah, yeah. I think that's a really strong ability that I think I do like it, but I think it's in the right amount of armies.
Right.
I think if we saw that more, it would definitely become a problem. But if it's like
Yes.
if it's in
What are they-
orcs,
So what other armies have that?
Iron Jaws.
I just have that. Okay.
I believe there's one other, but I can't remember who it is right now.
You know it's good if it happened in moderation, but with too many armies, it goes crazy.
Exactly.
Mortal wounds.
Yeah.
Mortal wounds.
Yeah.
Well, that's
and
one.
then resistance to them.
Yeah. Well, that's one of the things I was talking about. I want to say, was it the last episode of Power Hour where I was like, I would like to see a ward save more frequently with just
Yes, I-
mortal wounds.
I feel
Yeah,
as though
fair.
I don't mind so much if we keep mortal wounds on the low. But if there's one or two armies that say, "Oh, do you have mortal wounds?" I don't care about those.
Right.
That'd be great.
Right.
See, it's interesting because, like, as the Daughters player, I love having my fanatical faith, just because no matter what happens in the meta, I always have a chance to save it.
That's fair.
Even if it's like a next to nothing chance. Like, as an army concept, I still like an army that has like that flat save, because like with all the rend and everything, I'm like, you're gonna eat through my armor if you have more than -1 anyway. Most cases,
yeah.
even if you have -1. So just being able to be like, well, okay, say 6s and just see what happens is fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like I said, I mean, I think that's also one of the biggest challenges of Stormcast right now, because unless you play Hammers of Sigmar, you don't have Hammers of Sigmar / I believe the one hero that drops down.
Oh, for the Hallowed Knights.
Yeah, him. I believe that's the
yes.
only two ways that you really have access to reliable ward saves, and it's rough whenever you're paying 20 points a model and 2
I don't know,
mortal
all points
wounds.
just dropped in that army.
That's true as well.
I think those points drops.
Now it's only 19 per model, man.
Now, also, additionally, I think
I mean-
another easy way to do that would maybe even have like an all-out defense that gives you a ward save.
Oh, that'd be fun.
That'd be
That's
probably
a cool
an easy.
idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
well,
at this rate, with how much mortal wounds
Maybe
there
not
are,
for everyone. I'd want it to be on a few armies.
yeah,
it would be here's, and I wanted
Let's
to
give
be
it to like
just
Stormcast.
a mortal wound save.
right,
Yeah.
exactly.
Award, just a mortal wound save.
Yeah.
Aw, Dave's a good father.
Haha, Dave loves his children.
Yes, so sad.
I guess.
So, real quick, I know I told you guys, but we might as well, I don't think I told this on any of the air. Real quick, that funny story from Kansas City.
I want to hear this.
Go for it.
So there is, I can't remember his name. I didn't know him, but I saw in the corner of my eye he had a double Turn Me Daddy shirt on, the Strength Hammer version that had the Strength Hammer logo on the back.
Nice. So
I saw him, like, it was like between second and third game. I walked up to him and said, "Hey, that's a really cool shirt." And he said, "Thanks," and walked away. No fucking clue who I am.
Who you
And
are.
It was just like,
yeah.
it was like, I love this. I
So,
love this.
to be
feeling right
fair,
now. Like, no.
Whenever we went to LVO, every single TO took a picture of that shirt when I wore it day one.
That's like
It's a good.
It's just funny because like
Oh, I
it's
guess I
spreads
can't
in
really.
that point, and like I like it's wonderful.
And at NashCon, my third round opponent was wearing one the same time I was.
Nice.
It was great.
It was.
Did you just like? Did you just switch back and forth, double turning each other?
No, I cast a Purple Sun for the first time ever, and it ate his shit. And I felt bad whenever a singular Purple Sun was like, "Oh, is that a 300-point model?" You get rid of it.
Yeah, but Cole,
Yeah.
Cole, if I recall, your LVO wasn't like the smoothest run, so you're taking whatever wins you could get.
Well, that wasn't LVO. That was NashCon.
Oh,
But yeah,
well,
LVO was the same way. I was taking whatever wins I could get. To
Well,
be
you-
fair,
it was a
that
meta
was
shift,
whenever
that's all.
my second round was against Partners at War. Their dice are sitting right there.
Oh, yeah.
And what was, I can never remember her
Tracy?
name now. Tracy,
yeah.
thank you, was running all dragons and ran me right over by the end of it. But I got to within 2 points of it, so I'll take it as a moral win.
Nice. There you go.
So, because I didn't know how to fight that army yet, it was brand new to me, and it definitely took me by surprise. I think she could have probably wrecked me even faster and better,
Yeah.
but I wasn't going to tell her that at the time.
The reason she didn't is because Cole held up a lighter and hairspray, and she backed
Do
off.
it. I'll do it.
Go ahead, charge.
Yeah,
Come and get it. Yeah.
I don't necessarily think the changes made to the Storm Drakes really made too much of a difference.
I think, honestly, I think the points drop on some of the things make them more enticing in a way that I think we're going to see a few Stormcast lists try and push for it. I don't think it's going to make them go 5-0.
I'll tell you-
No.
Without-
I think
without
you
a
see
decent amount of luck.
back of them thrown into a list. I don't think you see a full army of them.
Yeah, I think you're going to see an interesting Stormcast list develop in this coming year with that points drop, and I think they're going to. You'll see a Stormcast take an event, like a regional event. They'll be like, oh, okay, yeah, I get that.
I think if
It
they
won't be
would have
Uthal
went,
Dragons.
I think if they would have went 20 more points with the name Dragons, you would have had me.
Yeah, they're
You would-
closer. They're closer, but yeah,
They are
they're not
close. A
quite there
lot of
yet.
people I keep seeing take one or two of them and do okay because it's good players taking them. I think a lot of people have faith in them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm at the point where I wouldn't mind picking them up.
Yeah, I agree.
Like, if we ever all got together just for a day of just BS gaming, like, all right,
Hey,
here's
we
a
know
dragon
what?
because he looks
We're
cool.
going to do that next month, so have your square-based armies ready, Jen.
So I'm gonna let you in. I'm gonna let you in a little secret.
Boy,
I'm going as hard as I
I'm
can.
even.
All right, that's
I
because
don't see Dave going as hard as he can.
this is the only chance I have to win. All right, this is it.
yeah.
I see Dave put the same effort I put into the podcast, which I respect, but
Man, I'll tell you,
I'm going to just roll dice and say sixes mean something good happens, and otherwise
There
I've
you
probably
go.
lost already.
I'll tell you.
Hey,
Whenever I
I
came
wrote
down,
a good demons list. Whether or not it'll make it there is a different question. Okay.
whenever I came down to play Neil, it was a little bit of a bloodbath. my Iron Drakes never even made it to the battle, and I essentially tabled him round 4.
Okay.
And again, now to be fair, there was a lot of dice in my favor for a change, and so like he had Eltherion charge into my warriors, and he
Yeah.
kind of whiffed his first attack.
yeah,
Like he
which-
whiffed his first round,
Okay.
and
Yeah,
so
that's
he
not
lost
good.
all his charge bonuses. And if you charge, so if dwarves are charged or if they charge, they get a bonus either way.
Oh.
It's either on
Okay.
defense or strength.
Right. And I also realized something that I'd heard it time and time before, but Neil pointed out again and just kind of clicked, where he's like, oh, anytime you have a sword or a hand weapon and shield,
hmm
you have a parry save.
Right.
And I was like, oh, well, I've given all of my quarrelers shields.
Right, which is why
Yep.
you do
So
that.
they
because
all
of
have a
save.
parry save. Yep.
So if you charge my quarrelers, they can all shoot you and then have a 5-up ward.
They might live. They might live. Yep.
So I'm pretty pleased with all of that. That's
I feel like all these rules are bullshit. That's what I'm getting here.
Yeah.
Yes.
This is the last time dwarves were like, uh-oh. They have a lot of... Well, again, at the beginning of the game, I roll a die to see how much I get to hate you. And,
Yes. Which is awesome.
And so then that... Now, again, it's not terrible.
Nature gives rerolls.
Yeah, the
Well,
first
no,
round
if
of
you roll
combat.
that 6,
I was gonna
I've
say
had
it's pretty mean. Yeah.
I've had games where I've deployed, and I've rolled a 6 on that, which means my army hates your army, which means I get to like re-roll all my shit.
Yeah.
And I've watched an opponent immediately concede on that dice roll, and I was like, all right,
Now, to be fair, it is only on the first round of combat.
That's
sometimes it's
enough.
all you need.
Right.
Yeah.
Because guess what? The
Break
first round of
that
combat
block that
is
you're
you
fighting.
damage my whole army.
Turn it
'cause of my
around.
cannon use. Yeah.
Cause a panic check the whole way down the
Oh, yeah.
freaking line.
Yeah.
If you make it through my cannons.
Yeah.
Now, Chuck,
Yeah.
you would have been...
I actually don't want to fight you during checks of that.
I desperately want to fight you. That's...
Yeah.
Round
you
2,
do.
here we go.
Yeah.
Now, Chuck, you would have been proud on both sides because Neil got his Swordmasters into my Hammerers.
Yeah.
And so I have
I know
a
how much
group...
you love Swordmasters.
Oh, love them to death. But so he was able to fucking demolish the shit out of my Hammerers.
Yeah. That's what Swordmasters do.
That's what they do. Yes.
But he
That makes me
wasn't.
sad.
He didn't demolish enough to finish off the second line. So then the Hammerers went and tore the living bitch out of those Swordmasters.
Well, also as they do, like you
Yeah.
shouldn't have thrown Swordmasters into hammer into a hammer without killing it.
Yeah, I mean,
You should have thrown into like your warriors and been like, okay, I'll kill you in 2 turns.
yeah. The issue is I put my warriors as far away as humanly possible from the warriors, from the Swordmasters, because I learned that lesson. That's
Man.
so far what I've learned is it all boils down to how well my dwarf warriors perform.
Are they like? Do they hold the center line or not? Technically?
Right. Do they
Right,
hold
it's
up
like-
long enough so you can shoot everything?
Right. It's like, did you attack me? If so, how did I hold up? Not good. You probably are going to win. You got rid of him? Well,
Yeah. Good game.
I see Dave's gears turning, like trying to get all of Warhammer Fantasy Battles into his head in this conversation, which is the worst way to do it.
yeah.
I'm pretty sure that means that I'm gonna just send Noblar after Noblar after.
To be fair, that will trip
That's
me.
Yeah,
literally.
that'll do pretty well. Yeah.
See, Dave, here's what you do.
Here's what I actually want to see: is
You're
Dave
going- you're
try
going to-
that. They all
Okay.
panic check, and the whole army turns the fuck around.
Mine or his?
Yours. So,
somebody's. It's
so
more
basically-
entertaining if it's someone's.
yeah, anytime you lose a quarter of the unit, you have to make a panic check, and if you fail, you run away.
And
Unless you're in
every
melee.
unit
I'm gonna run-
of yours within 6 inches of that unit
Right.
also needs to check for
So if
panic.
you
I'm-
have one right here, and there's like 4 others right here, and this one fails and
You
runs,
could just
that's
down the
this one.
line.
If this one fails and runs, it boom, 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 boom. You can have a whole army fleet off the board.
I'm gonna be running my Noblars as 2 60s and a 70.
Okay, so you have horde formation, which is good.
Good.
Yeah. So you want to
Okay.
make them 10 by whatever.
10 by 6.
Yeah, 10 across, because that'll
Yes.
give you the bonus to make them stay longer. And I think you can put an orc with them to make them stay for a long time. Orc war boss.
But he's playing ogres.
Orc.
Oh, I was thinking goblins. Sorry.
Yeah, you're okay.
Yeah, you need a. Can ogre still do that? I can't remember that book. I
That'd
have the
be
book. I'll look it up.
Mix with goblin
Yeah.
or gnoblars.
Make sure to get a game in with Neil.
Please.
Wait a minute. You guys remember how long it takes me to play a game of AOS?
Oh,
right?
Yeah.
Boy, poor,
Yeah.
poor Neil.
Just wait till I don't know any of the rules. I know the rules of AOS.
Oh,
Well, used to.
right.
So Chuck, I was wanting to ask
So-
you a question about fantasy.
Yes, and by the way, Dave, I might change your opponent round 1 so you don't piss off the host of where we're sleeping. You might play me.
Well,
I'm good either way. It's just going to be let's see. I'm going to attack, and I'm just going to roll all these things. If I get 6s, I want you to do something about it. Otherwise,
I'll teach you. I can
believe
teach.
it's bad. Yeah.
Plan to play me. I'm going to switch that because I can at least teach you during the first game how to play.
It's not a bad idea.
That's
Yeah.
yeah, pretty good idea. The rest of us will be drunk by round 2, so we won't know what's going on either. We'll believe
That's
whatever
the best
Dave
part,
says. Yeah,
Hey, you know what? You want to know what the great part is?
yeah.
I am going to have a wrapped Christmas gift as in form of a prize for everybody in attendance,
Oh wow.
except for
Wow.
me because I'm not going to secret Santa
Good guy,
myself.
Chuck. Good guy, Chuck.
Norm's helping a little bit. GW helped a little bit.
Well, Norm is a good
Ooh.
guy and has GW
Okay.
help us from time to time.
Well, because prize support. through
Right.
Norm.
He's got so much, he's got to use it.
Yeah, that's how
I'm
I
not
like
running
Norm.
events there anymore, so he's got to use it. Anyway.
Damn right. By the way, do you have that 40K table back? Do we have all the? You still have terrain in your house?
No, I think it's all there. I've one
I
piece
lost
that
it
I
all
put
in a boat
together.
accident.
Yeah,
That's-
no, it should all be there.
I just want to point out all of Cole's eye contact he made while he was saying that.
Yeah, I'll zero that.
No, it's all there as I look
No, no.
away.
They, you
It's
No,
all
I've got
there
a
in the corner that
singular-
I'm looking for.
I have a singular building that I did build yet that still needs to make it there, but I'm gonna go see Norm soon because he needs to know. But,
So here's my
I
question
told
here.
him. I
Basic.
told him he's mad at you.
If I wanted to go with my typical dark blue gravel, what do I do with the base rim? Do I just make it blue as well?
No, just make it black.
Make it black.
now.
Okay.
Just do it right. Yeah.
I do-
Then what do I
Don't-
do with the
don't go
movement
old
trays?
school with it. Just
What?
What do I do with the rim then? Or what do I do with the movement trays?
I've just spray painted my movement trays black. That's all I do.
you could add gravel to the top edge
Yeah, I was
of
gonna
them
say-
and then black around the edges.
Okay, that's not a bad idea.
I feel like
Alright.
that sounds like effort, Cole. That's,
Look, he is going above and beyond.
I'm
Mine
seriously putting
be
in way
lucky
too much
to be all
effort.
painted. Okay.
Chuck, I want you to
Yes,
realize the level of effort that is going into this event.
Yeah, so far the I'm the in the best running for for the best painted army since I'm the one with the painted army out of everybody.
Makes it
So
easy. Makes it easy. Yeah.
Yeah, let me see what.
No,
what do I
I
wanna
bet you
spoil?
Carl will have a painted army.
Here, let me spoil something for you. Let me
that's
go.
true. Yeah, he's actually
Yeah,
painting a lot.
'cause
Right now.
he-
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here, I'll go
He
with my
gets it.
favorite of the.
What I will say, everybody is trying to try and paint as much as they can. So
I was
like
gonna
you know,
say, I got an old
no
secret
one's
help. I painted it. I tried.
yeah, no one's
I've got
no one's
5 of
just
them.
like giving up. No one's giving up except for Dave.
Except for
Sitting
Dave.
on a square.
Here's
gave up
my
before I started.
favorite artillery guy that I just finished today.
Oh, it's a Catachan.
Oh, that's such a good model.
That's a
he's
great model.
fine
Awesome.
detail, sir.
Yeah, it
I,
looks really good.
I'm
I love
super
the
excited.
3D printed ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You want to see what my favorite model is? That's within reach.
Let's see it.
Gift from
Hey,
Dave.
there it is.
So,
Oh. Wait.
he sits
Wait.
right here next to me the whole time.
Mine sits here.
There you go.
Hey.
It's to remind you that some armies have effective banners, Cole.
That is true. And this guy will stay up here
Until he moves to Ohio.
until I move to Ohio. Anyway,
Speaking of which, another tip for fantasy: always bring your battle standard bearer.
Yes.
What is
Yeah,
this?
is. Oh,
what
boy.
is it? It is a very effective thing that you should.
So you're
It
gonna,
is.
yeah, you're gonna want to look through your
First of all,
heroes
You're
and
gonna want to
see.
need one of those.
Basically, you want to look through your heroes and see who can be given the battle standard bearer. So it's always abbreviated
25 or
BSB.
50 points. I forget. Yeah.
And essentially, what it does is it has a giant aura of, hey, you're not going to run as easily, and especially with Noblars, you're going to want that.
Yeah. You need that.
Any leadership test you have to make, you get to re-roll it if it's within range of the battle standard bearer.
Yeah.
And if you want, you always
And-
want a battle standard.
Do they get to use his? Do they get to use the BSB's bravery, or do they have to be in the unit for that?
No, it has to be the highest in the unit, or if the general's nearby, it's
Oh, the
within
general.
12. Unless the general's like a monster's infantry or on a mount, then it's within 18. Might be it's 24. I think it's 18.
I don't know. I went and found a PDF for all those old rules because
Because you,
not.
because
Yeah.
while I
they
was
are
pushing,
not printed anymore, so I have to.
yeah, you had to go get PDFs because while I was pushing Age of Sigmar on all of you, I was also going out and I bought all of the.
Yeah, you
fancy
bought all
editions.
of the
I
books
literally
that
have
were
all the
left.
rules down
Yeah.
here. I have them
Yeah.
all.
Let's see.
Yeah, I gotta say, Chuck, I would love to take the time to do a display board, but I'm barely going to have any paint on my.
Yeah, there's no such thing as a display board for me either.
Like I'm gonna barely have time to build my Votan, let alone paint it.
The coolest army, like a display board's completely optional. Like that's
Yeah.
not a man.
Wait,
That's
Votan, Matt.
Yeah,
Voting.
I have
You're
a
not taking
giant
them.
pile. Well, so
Yeah.
the three of us have an event in Pittsburgh in January.
Yes, we do.
And I feel like there are several days between Chuck's event and January.
Well, here's the problem: is I have a
There
pile that
are.
is. It's probably a
I have
2-foot
functional
pile.
calendars.
I have like a 2-foot pile of Votan in boxes that haven't been built yet, let alone painted. So
no
This
back.
sounds like a
Dave,
lot of
do you want to
glitter
take
talk. You guys are
someone
doing
on the
this, right?
same spot?
yeah, the original
Well,
plan was
I have one fully painted model.
Yay!
we need to get you some
All right,
contrast.
maybe not. Maybe not. Never mind.
It is contrast.
Well,
That's-
how the hell do you only have one?
How do you only have one?
That's a special talent in and of its own. That's
You also showed
You know
us a singular painted novel earlier, didn't you?
Hey,
Sir.
I've got one of each.
No, it's-
I'm done.
is next year I don't paint 12 armies and I just paint all of your armies? Is that what we do?
can I
And
sign
at
up
the
for
end,
that
I go
service?
And
I was
then at
gonna
the end,
say,
I'm just
can
like,
we all take turns on that?
like if like once a month, some of you guys buy me like a gift card to like someplace, take my wife out for dinner, but like I'll paint your armies. Like
I'll take your wife out for dinner, and you can paint my arm.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, that's what I heard too, Cole.
That's what I heard. Yeah.
no, you give me money, I take my wife out.
Oh.
So
Okay.
I'll
now,
tell you
now the story changes. I don't know.
Yeah.
the one thing, like, because whether we were to stay on Strength Hammer or go on our own, I know that we're basically at the point we're basically at the level where we're gonna basically be at. But if we got big, the one thing I would love to do is either do like a Death Watch where we literally just ask people to send us singular individual Death Watch models,
Yes.
or
I would love that. I would do that.
right, like something like that. I would prefer it for AOS, but AOS really doesn't have a
No, yeah. Somebody send us a singular Space Marine.
right, and like the community builds us a Death Watch army slowly but surely.
I would pilot that for every 40k event I could.
That would be awesome. But like I said, I don't. That's a pipe dream.
Never,
And hey-
never gonna happen.
And hey, guys, when it comes to painting that army, I can paint one.
Exactly. We just need
That's
the one.
good. We've
Just the one.
reached your limit. We're perfect.
Tapped out.
I have 2,000 points of Ideneth painted and several unpainted models on my shelf. And
That's
still
right.
actually a few
Many points of
unbuilt.
Ideneth painted.
I have 2,000 points of painted for AOS ogres.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah,
I have 10 points of painted for 40k. I think I have 2 or 3 Gene Stealers as well.
I would love
Okay.
to go back and see how much unpainted Stormcast I have, because it's probably 3K,
That's
3.5K. Like,
This up here. This is all unpainted Stormcast. I should get to.
All I
but
see is a
see-
slightly sagging shelf.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's
yes,
how bad it
and
is.
that's
There's
all
nothing
you-
on it.
There's that much Stormcast on it, pulling down.
Again,
that's why you
that's
guys
another.
get on the hashtag no backlog life like me.
Again, I'm doing hashtag Gray and loving it,
Hashtag-
or Gray. Yeah, Gray is beautiful. That's
So right now, I have on my hobby desk a kill
Taylor
team,
Swift.
Sisters of Battle. I have the Goth Rocker.
Right there on the
I have a
hobby desk.
Catachan Command Squad, and like 2 Napoleonic models.
Yeah, but Chuck, there are 191 Noblars that I've been holding here at the house for you.
Well, until you give them to my house, I don't give a shit about them.
Don't worry.
To be fair, I blame you, Matt, because I also have a full Kill Team box I have to build and paint.
Have fun with them walls.
Yeah, yeah. That'll be the easiest part to paint. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, so Dave, I don't know if you were in the loop or not, but for his wedding, I took him aside and gave him the new Kill Team box set.
Oh,
And literally the next week, they announced the expansion box set.
The
I'm
next one.
yeah, I'm not getting that for you, buddy.
That's okay.
now,
That's okay. You've done too much.
now, wait a minute. Does that mean that you got an invitation to this wedding, man?
No. He didn't invite me. I just knew where it was.
Than my invitational events. Yeah.
To be fair, the wife has never met you, Dave. So
I swear I met her one time.
obviously good friends needed that invite. Yes.
I'm her friend on Facebook. That counts.
To be fair, yeah, she already knows she would love to talk to you, but
Well, it's fine, Cole. You're going to move out to Ohio, and you're going to develop the friendship with Dave and Neil, and then me and Matt are going to become the Dave and Neil that
you are.
used to exist,
Oh my God.
where we get
Dave and
forgotten
Neil.
by your we get forgotten by your wife, and we don't get invited to your next wedding with your new wife.
Now-
whenever
now-
that happens.
Now, guys,
To be
I want
fair-
you to know.
To be completely honest, I'm the same distance away from Matt,
Yes.
so nothing changes.
Right. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
just me. You're just
Yes,
leaving me with Brad.
It's
That's
just
all you're
you.
doing.
I've given you Brad. It's
I
your
got Brad
problem
and
now.
Carl.
It's
Yeah.
your
Thanks.
problem.
You shook
Brad,
him up and
Carl,
threw him in and closed the door.
I haven't shaken the box yet. I need to shake the box and run.
Again, my only
Well,
disappointment
I know.
was that whenever you told me you were looking for a new job, I was hoping it was going to be in Pittsburgh, so we could be even closer buddies and like kill
look,
Team Sundays and.
I'd be lying if I didn't say I wish I was moving to Pittsburgh.
Oh,
as
I
well.
know. I know.
Better than Ohio. That's for certain.
Again, you got to go where the money is. That's no one's doubting that.
Yeah, no, it's gonna. Yeah,
Yeah, I didn't think anyone was gonna say anything bad about it. So
yeah.
So with that being said, we are at
Browns
the
fans
hour
are
mark.
more fun than Steelers fans.
We are at the hour mark. So let's
Hey, Cole, real quick, can you give me a loan so I can buy and afford her fucking tickets and Ticketmaster sucks? And you're the money bags now with your.
money bags now. I haven't even gotten the first paycheck yet. Jeez.
Well, it's fine. We know you're good for it. No, I'm kidding.
Oh wow. Thanks.
But I do have to say, Ticketmaster really fucked up, and getting tickets to go to her concert, which I really want to do, is a fucking nightmare right now.
Sure. I've seen some of those resale tickets.
Yeah, I'm trying to extend this longer because I think Matt's uncomfortable. That's why we're doing this.
Oh yeah, no.
I'm just trying to keep my mouth shut because I have all sorts of things to say.
That's
So,
fine.
yeah.
Yeah, so like it's funny because like my original plan was just to buy 2 tickets because the wife's not the biggest Taylor Swift fan, which is fine. And
That's
it's like and I had a backup buddy who was going to come with me. If she
Who
didn't
was
decide
it?
to go.
Who was your backup buddy?
Not this Dave,
You
other
asked me-
Dave.
you asked
Sure
me
wasn't
first.
I asked
did,
Matt
you did.
first, but I knew his answer.
Yeah,
and I
that's
understand it.
I'm just giving you a hard time
His
because of
answer
your
was-
last week's Strength Hammer episode where it's, Chuck and Neil sucking each other's dicks off for 45 minutes. That's
It's great.
Boy.
But yeah,
I don't see him in my podcast app anymore. So
right, exactly. Because it got too explicit. That's what happened.
Wait, why don't you? It still shows up in mine.
I don't know. I'm not saying-
Something.
Just
Like,
add it
I
to the
think
list
my,
of things to
uh, I think my podcast app has just like given up on my subscriptions. So I don't know.
Okay. I say, well, we're on Spotify.
You're gonna make
We're
me
able
use
to-
YouTube now.
No, you can Spotify. It's fine. But yeah, but like the tickets were so expensive
have
that I went to my wife and I said, "Hey, do you want to go? Give me an answer in a few days." She hasn't given it to me yet, and she's like, "Well, just buy one out, and if not, just take someone else." I said, "No. If you're not
Yeah.
going to go,
It's me on my own. Yeah.
I'm gonna go myself. And if I'm gonna have to go myself, I'm gonna buy myself. Yeah. Well, no, I'm not gonna dress up. If I have to go to a Taylor Swift concert alone, I'm gonna make sure I have some good seats.
I was saying,
she wants to go,
I'm
cheap
gonna
seats.
guarantee
Right.
you I have a shirt that says, I have a van with free candy in it.
Yeah, I'm not wearing that shirt. I'm not going to be on the list. I'm going to enjoy Taylor Swift's concert.
Fair enough.
I'll tell you,
Yeah, kids are optional.
there was a. I haven't gone to a bunch of concerts. I've gone to maybe a handful at best. And my one friend from college asked me to go to a Nine Inch Nails concert with him, which I'm not a huge Nine Inch Nails fan, but I don't dislike them. So, and I knew how much he liked them, so I was like, I'm not going to let you go alone. Sure, I'll go. And we got like the once in a lifetime opportunity that you want, where, oh hey, the section we booked for you was closed, so we actually upgraded you to the suite.
Dang.
Oh, darn.
I was like,
That's pretty cool.
oh, that's an atrocity.
Yeah, the real shame.
Darn.
We'll take it, but you'll hear from my lawyer.
Yeah.
Right. I want my $35 back, thank you.
Yeah.
Boy, I wish I was paying
With
$35 in
interest, that's
fees.
like 3501.
Well, that's the thing. Is like I've never gone to like that's probably the most popular concert I've ever gone to. Like prior to that, it's like Andrew WK, Sonata Arctica. If you've never, I'm sure you've never heard of them. That's
Listen, I've been to many concerts. The most expensive tickets were lawn seats to Dave Matthews, which were like $80.
I did. I was dragged to.
You deserve whatever you get for going to a Dave Matthews.
A lot of weed smell and really good music. I had a great time.
I don't know about that. We might
Oh,
have.
who was playing instead?
We might need. We might need to wrap up because we might get kicked off Chuck's channel at this point with this
Already
revelation.
kicking us off at this
I'm not
point.
gonna. It's
He's trying
actually,
to
now,
push
that,
it
now I'm
to
thinking.
the
No,
next.
now that I'm thinking about it, because like I've been to a decent many concerts and like Weird Al, No Doubt, Rammstein, Dave Matthews. There's a couple of like 30 Seconds to Mars. I'm pretty sure all of those combined doubled ticket prices.
Oh yeah.
Is not what it's going to cost me for a single ticket to Taylor Swift.
You're right.
And I said, I'm not blaming her as an artist. I'm blaming Ticketmaster for being fucking fucks.
Yeah.
What happened?
So
And
they-
what is it
scalped
exactly?
them.
They
And now
wanted
they're
to do a
selling for,
pre-sale,
like,
so you could sign up for a
$30,000 a pop.
pre-sale. It was kind of to help get rid of bots. The problem was the pre-sale wasn't really good at separating out those bots. So people like me who are actual fans weren't part of the pre-sale. And then during the pre-sale, because a lot of bots still got in, it crashed it all. So they canceled the pre-sale. So it immediately went to just open buy, with the exception of a very few things like very, very few things, like probably like less than 100 people per city type things, were bought up by the bots then, because the bots are obviously quicker than the humans. So the cheapest seats I found in Pittsburgh, and this is the truest nosebleeds far away, is going to be $560 for fees. Chances
Sounds
are,
about right.
I'm spending $1,000 per before fees for a ticket to myself because my wife won't want to go. That's my guess.
Wow.
Now, yeah.
Well, if you need to.
Now the good part is she puts on huge shows, which is fine, and she's playing music from her entire catalog, which is more exciting to me than if it was just the
The
latest.
new album. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I like the new album, but like I like her catalog. So,
Right.
and it's one of those things where it's like I can do this once. She doesn't tour all the time, so I can do it once and be like, okay, sure, I got the experience. And maybe 30 years down the road when they're cheap and she's at like stage AE, I'll go again.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
But like this isn't like a yearly thing. This is like I'm doing this once.
You just need to
But I would
find.
like to.
You just need to find the Taylor Swift cover band that's playing that night and just go there.
Right.
That's.
To be fair,
Well,
that's
those
half
tickets
the
are only
reason I
$2
bought the
for a few.
21 Pilots tickets I did earlier this year was because I went, oh no, they broke up already once. I better go now.
Honestly, I think the
Also-
only band that I really like that I haven't gone to see live was They Might Be Giants. And I've had the
Oh, that would
opportunity
be
a couple
fun.
times. I just haven't made it out.
Honestly, to all of you, Weird Al, when he does do his shows, he comes to Greensburg, which is really close to. I mean, it's kind of far for you, Dave, but it's still close enough for a drive. He literally plays his entire album costume changes. It's very
Wow.
intimate. 'Cause it's always in like a theater. That is the best concert you will ever go to,
Very cool.
hands down. Weird Al.
I
As long as you're a
will
Weird Al
say-
fan on some level.
Who isn't? I will
Yeah,
say
man.
that the most fun I had was I got to see John Fogerty in concert, and he actually sang all the CCR songs, including the lyrics "There's a bathroom on the right." Like, he just leaned into it. He was fantastic.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. I feel like Cole doesn't know who CCR is.
No,
You're living half a life, man.
I'm.
We'll fix that when you get here to Akron.
Yeah, he is
Yeah,
living half of our lives. That's
Look, I love all of you, but you all have to remember I'm the only one here under 30. So,
yeah. You need to shave that fucking beard. That's what happens.
Yeah, you do.
no, I don't. I love it.
Yeah, we
I'm
need
catching
to.
up, Cole. I'm catching up.
Nah,
Speaking of which-
I'm gonna all get trimmed up soon.
So real quick, this is a serious question for you, Cole.
Yes.
Because last year when I grew a beard, it was kind of late, so it got big, but it was like fine.
Right.
Do you have a trimmer you could send me that you would recommend? Because like I'm gonna reach a point where I'm gonna be like, boom, because mine's not stopping anytime, and I need to trim it back. I'm new to this world of beards.
So I legit use a pair of scissors to keep it trimmed and shaped.
Okay,
There you
Cole
go.
has a small chainsaw. Like, he lumberjacks.
It's getting to the point it's gonna need it, because now it's the point whenever it's gotten past the second itchy phase. And,
wait, there's a second itchy face.
Hey, there's a second one.
Surprise!
Hey, so you know why they sell beard oil?
Yeah.
It's because of that. Anyway,
I don't know why you guys get itchy beards. Like, I wash in the shower. Like,
I do.
I do
Mine doesn't
too.
itch.
Yeah,
Yes, but like whenever you're first growing it in, it starts to itch.
Yeah.
And then after a little while, you need to make sure you're hitting it with beard oil and keeping it moisturized, because it will fight you otherwise. You need to take care of it.
See, you just have to have a spotty one.
Well,
like
yes,
me.
if you just have a
Comes in
spotty
poorly.
beard, it
I
might
got
not
no
be a
itch.
problem. But Chuck has a thick beard, so it's got to become a problem.
even though I'm not in my 20s, the testosterone's still flowing well.
There you go.
The beard
I'd like
is
to
coming
point
after
out
all.
that Chuck threatened to throw this episode in the bin if we weren't talking
I
iOS,
Right.
and it's
still
almost
might.
been
He's still
been
playing
20
fine.
minutes of
It's not-
of
I
Chuck
did not say
led
this-
non iOS conversation.
I did not say this was not going to be posted or posted. It's I could
still
throw
getting
it away.
chucked. Yeah.
It's
No,
as easy as
I
delete this
believe-
email.
This is
I
simply
believe
a celebration. That's all it is.
That ball is a sign of lots of testosterone.
Right. That's what it is.
No, I've actually heard that. Like, I don't know why.
I don't know. Yeah.
See,
Yeah.
balding. It's the way to go.
I have no idea.
Ah, mine's running from my face, so I can't say anything.
So okay,
Just lean
so
into it. You just
so
get it
last-
short.
last topic we'll tackle real quick here, just because it's been the only thing I've been doing outside of painting that I've been wanting to do myself is play Dark Tide.
Yeah. How is that?
When are we gonna
Is
do
the
the group
are the
stream?
servers?
Yeah, so
Are the
so
servers
the
better?
right now they're struggling with a little bit of server stability, but they're aware of it and they've been working on it.
Okay.
It was a little bit worse a couple days ago, but like I said, one of the things I actually like about this, a lot of times a current trend is they say, hey, we're doing a pre-order beta, and it's essentially the complete release.
Right.
And they just don't care. This is legitimately a beta. Like, the news today just came out like, hey, your characters are carrying over to the live server.
You're like, I paid
good.
$60 for this.
Right. I mean, well, no, first off, on top of that, it's
Only
not a
$40.
$60 game. Yeah, it's a $40 game.
Oh,
So,
okay. All right, that's not too bad.
Yeah. But yeah, it is so much fun. It is just so much harder than Vermintide.
Is it?
Well, so there's a lot more ranged combat. And
So you have to know
Oh,
that.
for the enemies.
right.
Okay.
And so like there's a lot of like there's snipers, there's people who just hold up behind cover and start shooting at you. I'm still torn on on how I feel about the characters this time around, because like in Vermintide, everyone is a character. You know,
Right.
the dwarf is the
Yeah.
dwarf, and that he has a personality, he has a character background, and all this other stuff. In this one, you're actually making the character, and the choices you make through your character creation kind of have somewhat impact on what personality you can choose. Like
Okay.
if you go veteran from Cadia, you actually have an extra voice choice where you're a Cadian survivor.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
See, actually, that's interesting. So I was one of the Age of Sigmar players. He's also like a fan of Dark Tide. He's looking forward to it, and that was his one concern. He says he really liked the back and forth banter between the characters,
Which there still is.
So, yeah, and I said like I was wondering too if there's it's like the beta, the closed beta didn't really have much in it, but like if Matt maybe you've seen the open beta, is there back and forth banter between the characters like you said there was? Is there also like someone on the intercoms that you're back and forth bantering with as well? Like not like
Yeah.
an Inquisitor, but like an Inquisitor representative? Because that's the way I figured you'd get more of the character interaction was someone radioing in who is like a constant character.
Yeah. And it's
Yeah,
not. So I will say it is toned down from Vermintide, which who knows, maybe it'll be introduced a little bit more. I would like it a tiny bit more. I could make it just 10% more. But like, so I was playing before we started here. I was playing the ogre, and I was just ogren. Yeah, I was running around, and then
Come on,
my
get your FUs right.
no.
Use your trademarkable names. Come on.
Yes.
Well, that's what's funny is so my ogren name is actually Big M, big hyphen M.
Very
So I'm on brand. But so the Inquisitor representative that sends you on this mission, her name is Zola, and so my character's like, can we trust Zola?
Yeah.
And they're like, yes, she's for the Empire, she's doing good. He's like, me no. And then she's like, I can hear you guys, you know.
Very nice.
That's good. I saw a clip where they were your crew is this, like the party members are escaping on a Cole, what's the Astra Militarum like transport ship?
Valkyrie.
Yeah.
He's like you're on a Valkyrie, and like the last guy's running up, and there's like an ogre with like the boxer grenades. He just chucks at people's faces.
Yeah.
He's just like wound up, sitting on the edge of the ramp. Like as the guy rounds the corner, like one single like cultist runs around and he chucks it, just hits him right in the face. And it's just like
Nice.
imagine being this cultist. You said, "Screw this! I'm in for this whole thing." You're running down your enemies, which is the player characters. Like I'm gonna get him. I'm gonna get him.
Ogre
Around this corner
chucks
and
a
a
baseball
fucking
at your
box just
face.
hits your head. Yeah.
Yeah, so I haven't quite figured out how that works yet, but they throw a box of grenades.
Yeah.
Oh, the whole box.
Yes.
Yeah,
So
the whole box, yeah.
sometimes I've gotten it to blow up. Other times it just hits the ground and just dink.
Well, just shoot it afterwards.
So
It'll work.
well, it disappears.
You're
I don't
supposed
know.
to pull the pins first, Matt.
Yeah, I'll figure it out eventually. But
Just throw it at
It's
their-
open
throw it at
beta.
their face. Throw it at their face. That's all
yeah.
it is.
So
the orcs back. What was that? Warhammer. It was like the first Warhammer 1 Dark. The RTS game.
yeah, that's hold on, I have that right here. Let's see. That is Dawn of War.
Dawn of War. The first one, the orcs knew. They always told you whenever you selected an orc boy squad, pull the pin, throw the other pot. They knew. They tried to tell you.
So I still play Dawn of War regularly to this day.
Okay.
I actually there's a unification. There's a mod called a unification mod that adds in like I think it's like 5 or 6 fan made armies.
Awesome.
And they're super well done. Like they're all great. The only one I don't like is the Legion of the Damned, where they basically have infinite HP, and instead of
Say where they just win. Yeah.
right, I mean it's like literally 3 guys will just come into your camp, and you'll like 40 dudes will just be shooting at them. And they just don't care. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
but
Yeah. Is it hailing?
it was literally this year that I finally realized. Whenever you keep clicking on the Gretchen, the builder unit for the orcs, they say there's one line that they say, and I just realized what they were saying this year. And again, I've been playing this game since launch. Like I was literally bought bought the expansions as they were coming out.
20 years later.
Right.
Like,
So
yeah.
so I realize now he's saying, please, no more kicking.
Right.
But I've been thinking up until this time he's been saying, please, no more kissing, having no idea what the hell that happens whenever I turn that game off. Like,
All right. I think you're the only person who's ever thought they said, please
Well,
no more kissing
yeah.
for works.
no,
you know?
I'll tell you.
But
So
you're it.
there is, we'll let you, since it's an anniversary special, we'll let you a little behind the curtain. I have this weird issue where I cannot, I'm telling you, man, you just gotta, look.
Sure.
Yeah, open the
pretend
curtain
like it's
behind you.
different.
Let
Yeah.
us in. Listen to the
Yeah,
curtain
we'll
behind
let
you.
the curtain
Let's
open.
see.
We got,
Oh,
no, next year for the curtain itself, but
Oh, wow.
metaphorical curtain only. I have a really hard time hearing audio through like a digital speaker. I hear it perfectly fine. I have no issues, no problems, no nothing like that. But like if I listen to a song on the radio, I never get the lyrics right.
Alrighty.
So here's a good example for Taylor Swift. The one where she lists
Boy.
the people that you shouldn't date or whatever. Or no,
Gotta be a little more specific here.
so it's the one where
That's
it
most
says,
of the songs, yeah.
shake it off. Thank you.
Yeah.
So there's a line where she says, I believe it's where a faker is going to fake.
Haters
Yep.
gonna hate. Fakers gonna fake.
Yeah, so I legitimately thought that was Baker.
I mean, bakers are gonna bake.
Which I also like that a lot more. I feel it's a more positive spin on the song.
Yeah.
Sure.
I like how
I
Matt's
wanna-
like, I hear just fine. Every time I go down the street, everybody is just complimenting me.
They're just cheering. They're just cheering.
I cut people off
seriously-
on the road, they compliment me.
Dave.
Yeah.
Dave, I know you're not a Dave Matthews fan, but during the Tarathi Invitational, we were going to have everyone sit down in silence and let Matt listen to a single Dave Matthews song.
Oh no, I hate
And
Dave
let,
Matthews.
him,
in the
let,
past.
and let him write down the lyrics because that's going to be a trip.
So
It's like it's
Let's see it.
I
years to
apologize.
understand what he was saying, and I'm a fan.
I cannot stand Dave Matthews. Now, to be fair, it's not entirely his fault. It is a combination
The rest of the
of
band also sucks.
Oh yeah. Well, so whenever I went to college, my first roommate, who was a nightmare, he tried desperately to play Dave Matthews on the acoustic guitar. All the time, and he couldn't
that's the worst.
he couldn't do any of it. So like
Yeah,
that.
yeah. Set aside, like at least Dave Matthews, like they are good with their instruments. All right, whether you like them or not, they know
I
what
have
they're
heard
doing
that.
with those instruments. Yes.
Right.
And then
Every Joe Schmo who thinks they can play Dave Matthews is not good with their instruments.
well, so it's funny. So after we had like a falling out, and I moved to a new dorm room mid-year. Our next door neighbors were also two people simultaneously were trying to play Dave Matthews together, harmonizing.
Wow.
And both of them, like one went high, one went low, and they were both just off. Like these two boats did not cross in the night. Like it was just
Different oceans.
Yes.
The worst was that the one guy was playing a kazoo, and the
Yeah.
other guy,
Yeah.
I'm like,
the other guy
God,
was playing a
God damn it! It's
harmonica.
supposed to be a harmonica, not a kazoo.
That,
All right.
to be fair, that sounds like a nightmare. Yes.
Yes. So we are now at the hour and a half mark. So we're now at a power hour 0.5. So, and we've also stopped drinking an hour ago. So
Absolutely.
I finished mine like 10 minutes ago.
I say I'm out, and I didn't go change it. I think Cole's still drinking a beer. I keep seeing him tilted back.
I've been sipping.
he's now
It's okay.
casually drinking. But again,
Right. I'm not.
I think I had 5
I'm
shots.
not trying to get drunk right now. I am just enjoying myself.
I'm-
There's difference.
well, again, I started getting there, but I was able to at least hold on to the wheel a little bit. So
How many beers, Matt?
4. So
That's good
That's
for
about right.
basically not drinking.
right, that's more than halfway. So maybe next year we'll get 6 beers in. Maybe we'll do
Next
that.
year. Yeah,
And
much
maybe
is
we can
alcohol
follow the
in
rules
Texas
next year. Maybe that'll happen. That's.
I want to see how much
Practice
alcohol's in
only
an Iron
living in
Sea.
Ohio.
Oh, I'm sure it's like 2%.
It's not
I-
milk,
but anyways.
Matt, it's beer.
Yeah,
It's a 4. Man, that's a 4.5. That's a
Is it?
standard beer. Yeah,
Very
that's not
pretty
too
good.
bad.
Standard beer.
So,
I think
anyways,
it's high. Is that higher than Guinness?
I don't know.
yeah, I think it's only
Yeah, I think
4.2
this is only
for
4.2,
Guinness.
yeah.
Oh, look at that. So,
But
anyways,
it's the beer that
It
drinks
just-
like a meal.
It sits in there, yes.
so I appreciate Chuck and Dave. I appreciate you taking a little extra time out of your day, especially during the holidays here. I definitely, like I said, I want to do something a little special just for the 2-year anniversary. I meant to do it on the actual day, but yeah, I don't pay that much attention. So, again, just to
You didn't
confirm,
realize till partway through that podcast
Yes.
it was 2 years.
after putting in episode 24,
Yeah.
Listen, if you are following us, thank you for being here. You
Yeah.
understand we're low effort and just fun.
We're
But
just
and
hanging
like
out.
we if Matt and Cole really wanted to grow this Big M's Power Hour, they would have
no.
left long ago.
you know, if we
They
wanted
would've
to
never
grow,
Well,
invited
it's on
me.
Matt. Like I said, I just show up. I don't try.
if we wanted to grow, I'd have to actually get good at the game.
Head, so cover her butt.
There you go.
All right, before we come out, gotta get out of the way. Show the rump.
What?
Show the rump.
I don't know if we can.
So
I
rump.
don't- yeah, that might be.
Do it.
Rump, not
Do
your
it.
rump.
Do it. Do it.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh, no.
All right. So with that being said, we will be having our
Southern
regular Big M's Power Hour at the end of the month. We'll see here. Well, the beginning of next month.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got a preview show to go through. You got a roadmap. You got 2 new battle
Yeah.
tomes that have been announced.
Yeah.
Yep. I like how it was.
It was 3 battle tomes last month.
Right. 3 battle tomes and a battle scroll.
Hey, well, next spring, everybody.
Oh my
We
dear
got
God.
5 on that roadmap.
I
Boy.
hope
Yeah.
all 5
Yeah.
are in 1 month because I want to do that episode.
I don't.
Boo, 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 boo.
If I'm going to do that episode, we have to start earlier.
Well, that's
I'd say
fine.
it's gonna be like
I will
it's gonna be taking
fall
a day off
asleep
work.
around midnight if we do that episode.
And hey, I do want to announce we're gonna have Dave start doing regular posts on my blog too. He hasn't known this yet. He hasn't committed to it, but I'm gonna force him to.
I mean,
boy.
it's
Big
official
news.
now.
That's
It's-
big news.
No, he is.
Yeah.
It's on the internet, so
I
it's
hope-
true.
I
Yep.
hope he does so people on my blog can read actual grammar.
Ooh,
Well, because it doesn't happen on my posts.
I can't wait to see when I make a mistake, just the internet explode on me because now it's been set up.
Actually, that will be
Dave
the
knows
only
grammar.
reason that I read yours, just so I can point out the grammar mistakes.
At which point you could say like, "Well, Chuck copied it wrong."
Right.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Your
yeah.
editor
Totally.
didn't catch it, so it's okay.
All right, everybody. So thank you so much for anyone that's still with us. Again, I'm sure that's probably just Chris Crane.
Thanks, Chris.
Hey, Chris, how you doing? Happy Thanksgiving, buddy.
We don't know what we would do without you. We appreciate you
Yeah.
and everyone else that's still listening. So with that, anyone have any special words of wisdom? Shake it off. I see. All right.
I will leave you with wisdom from the orcs, or the ogres,
That's great. All right.
Beautiful.
That's what
Beautiful.
you got.
All right. Well, thank you everyone for 2 great years.
I don't
I've had a blast doing this, so hopefully we got a lot more in the tank. But yeah, like I said we'll see you in a couple. I guess probably end of
Few
next week.
days.
Yeah.
It'll be fine. Yeah, next week.
Yeah.
I'll see y'all next week.
Next week. So, all right, everybody.
Get off my lawn, Big M. Get off my lawn.
Jeez.